The Battle of Badr, fought on the 17th of March, 624 CE, marks a pivotal moment in the history of Islam. This epic clash, taking place in the arid plains of Western Arabia, was far more than just a military engagement. It was a confrontation between two distinct ways of life, two opposing belief systems, and two contrasting visions for the future of Arabia. On one side stood the nascent Muslim community of Medina, led by the Prophet Muhammad, who preached a message of monotheism, social justice, and spiritual surrender to the one God, Allah. On the other side stood the powerful Quraysh tribe of Mecca, the custodians of the ancient polytheistic traditions of the Arabian Peninsula, who viewed the Prophet's teachings as a threat to their religious and economic dominance. The Battle of Badr was not merely a clash of arms, it was a clash of ideologies, a battle for the soul of Arabia. The outcome of this momentous encounter would have far-reaching consequences, not only shaping the fate of the Arabian Peninsula, but also laying the foundations for the rise of one of the world's major religions. To truly understand the significance of the Battle of Badr, we must first delve into the historical context in which it unfolded. The story begins in the bustling city of Mecca, a major center of trade and pilgrimage in 7th century Arabia. It was here, amidst the bustling crowds and the ancient Kaaba, a cubical shrine revered by the Arabs, that the Prophet Muhammad received his divine revelations. Muhammad's message, however, was not readily embraced by the Meccan elite. His call for the abandonment of idolatry and the worship of the one true God, Allah, was seen as a direct challenge to the established order. The Quraysh tribe, who controlled the lucrative trade routes passing through Mecca and derived significant prestige from the Kaaba, viewed Muhammad's monotheistic teachings as a threat to their economic and religious hegemony. As opposition to Muhammad's message grew in Mecca, so too did the persecution faced by his followers. Facing increasing hostility and threats to their lives, the Prophet and his small band of believers were forced to flee their homes in Mecca in 622 CE. This event, known as the Hijrah or migration, marked a turning point in Islamic history. The Muslims found refuge in the city of Yathrib, later renamed Medina, the city of the Prophet. Medina, a city with a diverse population and a history of intertribal conflict, welcomed Muhammad and his followers with open arms. The Prophet's arrival in Medina marked the beginning of a new chapter in Islamic history, one in which the Muslim community would flourish and expand its influence throughout Arabia. The migration to Medina, however, did not mark the end of the conflict between the Muslims and the Quraysh. The Meccans, determined to crush the nascent Muslim community, viewed the Muslims' newfound security in Medina as a challenge to their authority. They began to harass and attack Muslim trading caravans traveling between Medina and Syria, seeking to undermine their economic lifeline and provoke them into a confrontation. The Muslims, in turn, retaliated against these provocations, launching counter-raids against Meccan caravans. As tensions escalated, both sides began to prepare for a decisive confrontation that would determine the balance of power in Arabia. The stage was set for the epic clash at Badr. Section 5. The Battle of Badr. A Clash of Two Armies. The Battle of Badr commenced on a fateful morning in the month of Ramadan, 624 CE. The Muslim army, outnumbered by more than 3 to 1, was comprised of around 313 men, many of whom were recent converts to Islam, armed with swords, bows and arrows, and a handful of horses. They were led by the Prophet Muhammad himself, who instilled in his men a deep sense of faith and a willingness to fight for their beliefs. The Meccan army, on the other hand, boasted over 1,000 well-equipped warriors, confident in their numerical superiority and military prowess. They were commanded by Abu Jahl, a staunch opponent of Islam and a powerful leader within the Quraysh. The clash between these two vastly different armies would prove to be a turning point in the history of Islam. Section 6. Strategic Brilliance on the Battlefield. Despite their numerical disadvantage, the Muslims, under the Prophet's guidance, displayed remarkable strategic acumen on the battlefield. Recognizing the importance of water control in the arid desert environment, the Muslims secured the wells at Badr, denying their enemy access to this vital resource. The Muslims also utilized the terrain to their advantage, taking up defensive positions on higher ground, which gave them a tactical advantage over the advancing Meccan forces. The Prophet's strategic brilliance, coupled with the unwavering faith and courage of his followers, proved to be a formidable force against the Meccan onslaught. Section 7. Victory for the Muslims, a turning point. The Battle of Badr raged for several hours, with both sides fighting fiercely for their cause. Despite their numerical inferiority, the Muslims, inspired by their faith and their Prophet's leadership, fought with unwavering determination. The tide of the battle turned decisively in favor of the Muslims when the Prophet Muhammad threw a handful of dust towards the enemy ranks, a symbolic gesture that, according to Muslim tradition, was accompanied by a divine wind that threw the Meccan army into disarray. Seizing this opportunity, the Muslim warriors launched a fierce counterattack, routing the Meccan army and securing a resounding victory. The Battle of Badr ended with a significant victory for the Muslims, marking a turning point in their struggle against the Meccans. Section 8. The aftermath of Badr Consolidation and Expansion. The victory at Badr had profound implications for the early Muslim community. Not only did it bolster the Muslims' morale and solidify their position in Medina, but it also sent shockwaves throughout Arabia, challenging the Quraysh's dominance and establishing the Muslims as a force to be reckoned with. The Battle of Badr also had significant religious and spiritual significance for the Muslims. It was seen as a divine affirmation of their faith and a testament to the truth of the Prophet's message. The victory at Badr emboldened the Muslims and paved the way for the eventual spread of Islam throughout the Arabian Peninsula and beyond. Section 9. The enduring legacy of Badr. The Battle of Badr occupies a hallowed place in Islamic history. It is remembered not just as a military victory, but as a testament to the power of faith, courage, and strategic brilliance. The lessons drawn from Badr, the importance of unity, the significance of strategic planning, and the unwavering belief in a higher purpose continue to resonate with Muslims today. The Battle of Badr serves as a reminder of the struggles and triumphs of the early Muslim community, inspiring Muslims to strive for justice, uphold their beliefs, and contribute to the betterment of society. The legacy of Badr continues to inspire Muslims around the world, serving as a beacon of hope, resilience, and the triumph of faith over adversity.